Fam, it is so hot right now, it is just plain disrespectful. I have a cold bottle of water here, and then I have an AC there, but it is not doing anything. The hair that I have on is not helping matters at all, but the hair looks so good, and I want to slay, huh? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it is Dimma here. I haven't done a top 5s video in a very long time. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 5 affordable concealers. If there is one product that I get questions for, aside from foundation for the face, it will be concealers. And I know that some of my favorites, the ones that I've normally used on this channel, they're really expensive. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer for one is not an affordable concealer. However, I don't need to spend like a lot of money. You don't need to buy the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 affordable concealers that I believe are really good. If you want to see what they are, please keep watching. The first concealer on my list is this OG by LA Girl. It is the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. This concealer has been around for a very long time, and it gained a lot of traction when it first came out because of how good it was. It wasn't all hype. I feel like all of us use this concealer at a point. To highlight, I am in the shade Toffee when it comes to this. Of all the concealers that I'm going to show you guys in this video, LA Girl Pro Conceal has the best shade range in my opinion. There's an actual gradient when it comes to this particular concealer. You can get every type of shade you want with this concealer. I personally can get a shade to highlight with, which is Toffee. There's a shade for me to conceal with, and there's also a shade for me to contour with, and that's really impressive. On the LA Girl website, this sells for $5. However, in some beauty supply stores, you can get this for as low as $3. In Nigeria here, this you can get for as low as $1,500. The only thing that I would say to be mindful of when it comes to this concealer is to know that this is a matte concealer. It does not give you a dewy finish. Don't bake. Don't apply too much powder because it's already matte. It's matte, it's not dewy, it's not luminous, it is matte. And if something is matte and you already have normal to dry skin and then you go on ahead and pack more powder in that area, what I personally end up with when I do something like that is that I have a dry patch. So because the rest of my skin is oily and this area here is normal to dry, I just have this very dry patch here, and you don't want that. It's not a good look at all. It's very pigmented. You get like medium to full coverage with this. It's buildable and it blends out well. So this is a really good concealer. The next concealer on my list is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. I did not know that the name of this concealer was this long. I'll just call it the NYX HD Concealer and just move on. But then there's actually Studio and Photogenic somewhere here. This concealer is really good. This is the only drugstore concealer that I've tried that has a finish that is very comparable to NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's a very liquidy concealer. I know that there is nothing like liquidy, but you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to explain. It's not as creamy or as thick as the other concealers that I have in this list, but it wears and applies and just blends out like a dream. And it's not the most pigmented concealer. You're going to have to apply a decent amount to get good coverage. I have to mix CW08 and CW07 to get something nice when it comes to this concealer. The shade range is not that good, but then considering that this concealer sells for $5, even if you end up buying 2, you're going to end up paying $10, which in all honesty is still a lot cheaper than some of the other high-end concealers that I would normally use. So if your immediate under eye area is dry and you're looking for something that will just sit well and not dry that area out, I would highly recommend that you check out the NYX HD Concealer. I don't know where you can get this concealer here in Nigeria. I'm sure that some retailers probably do sell it. So if I find any, I'm going to leave them in the description box. But I got this while I was in the UK last year. But I know that NYX is in South Africa. So if you're watching from South Africa, you can get this from wherever you'd normally get NYX from. And then if you live like outside of Africa, I know that you can get NYX in a lot of places. So the next concealer on my list, I'll give this like the second position because I know that this is top 5s. But then with the 5, there's like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. This is like number 2 for me, and this is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Fam, I love this concealer so much. I'm in the shade Golden Almond when it comes to this concealer. It comes with an applicator just like the rest, and this makes for really easy application. This concealer has like a decent shade range. It's not as good as the LA Girl Pro Conceal shade range, however, this is good. I get a shade with this concealer that I don't have to mix. Like, it's perfect for highlighting for me. The finish that you get with this is matte, but then it's not too matte. Like, it's matte, but I feel like there are levels to matteness, if that makes any sense. ColourPop does deliver to Nigeria. Shipping is long. Like, if you're ordering from ColourPop from Nigeria, just pretend that you've ordered from AliExpress or something, because it's going to take about 1 month for your order to get to you. The processing itself takes a long time. The shipping takes about 2 to 3 weeks, so just know that, but ColourPop delivers, okay? The fourth concealer on my list is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. Wow. I uploaded a video on this concealer like really recently. I'm going to maybe link it somewhere here. A lot of people have compared these concealers to the Tarte Shape Tape concealers. I've not used the Tarte Shape Tape concealers before. However, after I wore these for the first time, they reminded me a lot of the Girl Pro Conceal concealers, and it's because of the way that they wear. They can get really drying, so these are not concealers that I'd recommend that you bake with. Like, you should not do a lot of baking, because if you have normal to dry skin on your immediate under eye area, this is already matte. You don't need to apply a lot of powder. These concealers are really creamy, super pigmented as well, and they blend out well. Really, like, the coverage you get with this is really good. The shade range isn't the best. I'm in between the shade C13 and C12, but then again, like, they sell for like $7 each. I think £4 each and $7 each, and together that's still not up to half of what you would pay for like a very good high-end concealer. I forgot to mention, but you can get the Makeup Revolution concealers from Nigerian retailers. Just go on Google and check. Okay, so the last concealer that I have on my list is number 1 for me, and this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Fam, I love this concealer so much. It's very creamy, super pigmented, blends out well, but you have to blend really fast with this, because I'm not gonna lie, it does dry out really quickly, but then when you blend it out, the finish that you get with this is just perfect. It's not too drying, it's not too dewy, it just like wears well. I have this on my face right now and I just love it a lot, and it's actually the cheapest of all the concealers that I mentioned here. It sells for $3.99, and then in Nigeria here you can get this for $2.5. I got this from a Nigerian website called Beauty Frenzy. I'm going to write their name out. The shade range is not the best. Lucky for me, I was able to find like a shade that works great for highlighting, and that's medium deep tan. Even if you end up mixing 2 shades to get something that is good for highlighting, you're still not paying more than $8, and that's still less than half of what you pay with a lot of high-end concealers. So these are my top 5 affordable concealers for women of color. You guys should let me know what your favorites are. I know that I've heard a lot of good things about the Maybelline Fit Me concealers, but access is a problem when it comes to concealer here. I personally don't know where I can get those concealers here in Nigeria. Like, I've tried a couple of times and it's just been difficult. So if I end up using the Fit Me, I'm going to let you guys know what I think about it, but these are the ones that I am loving for now. I feel like they're worth the money if you decide to spend it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to thumbs it up and subscribe, and let me know what next you would want me to do a top 5s on. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.